To anyone? Hello there, friends, draugi, друзья, amici, amigos, friende. Today I decided to talk to you, and I think you should too. So, specifically about appreciating what you have, so that includes friends, your body, your health, everything that you have and may not realize. Now, by the way, guys, this video is not gonna be heavily edited, it's gonna be long. So if you're into that, keep watching, watch all the way, and keep a lookout for other videos like this. Subscribe, like, comment. Lately, things have been going all kinds of directions. So that made me appreciate everything and everyone that I have even more. After I got the cold and after saying goodbyes to two people, something clicked in me and I started to appreciate everyone, even the worst people. And that kind of makes you think, is there really a good or a bad person? Which there isn't, they're just very different people. And that made me appreciate even people that have bullied me, even people that have tried to hurt other people. Specifically, what I'm talking about right now is school. There was this one guy that bullied teachers more than students or people like that. And at the time I didn't realize this, but he was not a bad person. Now let me explain. One time he told me that I am too nice to people, and that made me think that he's right, because that's something that I've been thinking at the time, and I completely agree with him. You can't be too nice to people because people will stab you in the back. Not literally though, of course, but people will stab you in the back, so you can't be too nice to them. You have to be a good guy, but you can't be a nice guy, and there's a big difference there. I'm not gonna get too into that, but that's kind of a lesson that you need to learn on your own. And I appreciate even that guy, even though he has said things to me, he's tried to do things to me, he's done things to my friends, but I still appreciate him as a soul. And I realized that he was in our class for a reason, and he did do good by being there, by being the person that he is, which is not a very nice person. But here's what I want to say. Appreciate the people that you have, because one day they're not gonna be there. At least that's gonna look like it. But appreciate also yourself. And I'm not saying if you're skinny or you're obese that you should not go to the gym, because you should go. That's appreciating yourself the way you are, but also at the same time letting yourself grow, because the gym is a place where you can grow, but obviously you need to accept yourself, and you shouldn't, like, I don't know, compare yourself to others, which is something that a lot of people do, and I have done myself. But you need to compare yourself only to yourself. And a lot of people are gonna laugh at that or disagree with that, but people that go to the gym, they know what I'm talking about, or at least they should, and most people do. You can't compare yourself with somebody else, because you're not in their shoes. You're not their body. You're not experiencing what they're experiencing. It's very similar, yeah, and biologically, technically we're the same, but at the same time, each of our bodies is slightly different. And you need to appreciate your body, first of all. You need to appreciate the people that you have. You need to appreciate Okay, so what are the things that I learned that you have to appreciate? Well, first of all, it's your family, it's your friends, it's yourself, it's the small things people do for you, it's experiences you have, it's, I don't know, it's literally anything. When I got out of the cold, I appreciated, like I said, that guy in my class, which, by the way, isn't in our class anymore. He got thrown out of school, which other people call expelled, I think. And not only him, I also started to appreciate my parents more. I started to appreciate my stepmother more, my stepbrothers, which I would honestly, I would rather call them just brothers, not stepbrothers, because we've been together for a few years, and I would much rather call them brothers because that's just how I feel. I feel like they're brothers to me and not some half or stepbrothers. I mean, technically, yeah, you'll call them stepbrothers, but I would much rather call them brothers than anything else. And same goes for my stepmom. My dad, obviously, my dad is in fact my most favorite person and soul, including with my girlfriend and my best friend, which probably is watching my video currently. By the way, guys, I'm gonna leave my best friend's YouTube channel in the description, so feel free to check him out. He does a little bit of gaming, a little bit of this and that, and yeah, check him out. So anyway, yeah, appreciate your friends and yourself, your family, everything, your experiences, even though if some of them might not seem positive. And because there's not something bad that can happen to you, it's only a life lesson that you can teach yourself something from that experience or teach somebody else something from that experience, which obviously is later, but still, it still doesn't change the point. You can teach someone something from a bad experience, because there are no bad experiences. You can always appreciate what happens to you. And let's say you go to an arm wrestling competition, you try very hard, but you get completely wrecked in that competition. And right now I'm giving you an actual example from one of my stepbrothers, and I'm gonna just keep calling them brothers. One of them is really into arm wrestling, and I somewhat recently watched him get completely destroyed in another country's competition, and I saw how destroyed he was mentally. But he kept going. He got a few wins after that, if I'm not mistaken. But I can tell you that even though those things happen, those things are for you to learn something. And for example, it can be just as easy as appreciating your later on victories because of that defeat. And that makes you think, maybe not everything that you think is bad is actually a bad experience. Maybe they're just for you to appreciate something that's gonna be later on or was before that, which always is the case. But yeah, appreciate your family, your friends, because they're not gonna be there forever. Well, that's gonna look like that. Wait. You. You know where the comments are? I need you to do something. Write down below, what do you appreciate the most in your life? Let me know. But I remember when I was just a very small kid, I used to go to my neighbor's house and hang out with them. And I don't do that anymore. I actually don't even know where they're currently. I just appreciate the good times that we had, because we didn't sit around play video games at the time. We used to play baseball and football and stuff like that. We used to play with toys. We used to have sticks as weapons, and we used to play like that. And we used to play with little small mini cards in the sand and stuff like that. Hide and seek. We had a good childhood. And as a matter of fact, my best friend lived the next house behind my neighbor. So me, my neighbor, and my best friend lived in the next house for a while, and then they moved somewhere deeper in the town. But after a few years, I met my current best friend. In translating it literally, it will be youth guard or stuff like that. But we met there, and first day we sat together and we laughed, which now of course it's not disciplined to laugh in class, but our like instructor was very friendly and very nice and understanding, so he let us laugh if it's not too loud. And we weren't too loud. Of course, every now and then we had these situations where we were a little bit too loud, but we didn't get punished to the point where we would, like, I don't know, like exit the youth guard. We still enjoyed even those moments because that's discipline. You need to have discipline. And looking back to those moments many years ago, I think now it's been 7.5 years or almost 8 years since I've been best friends with him. Sure, some people might say, wow, time flies, like we've been together for like so long. But honestly, time only flies when you don't do much, or you do something over and over again to the point where it's just the same. So it just looks like time flies because you're doing something all the time over and over again. But if you try to think of something interesting to do every day, or at least every week, or whatever, how often you see each other, it's gonna feel more saturated, and with that, it'll also feel like it's longer. I hope it makes sense. But yeah, those recent events made me like think to myself, like, wow, I need to call my best friend more, I need to hug my dad more, I need to do simple things like, I don't know, buy your best friend a can of soda. I don't know, anything literally. And after that, I also started to, like, every now and then buy little like small snacks for my brothers and for myself. And it made me also use my phone less. And that's another thing that I want to mention to you guys is put your phone down. This thing is stealing your time, and you're not even realizing it most of the time, or at least most of you. And it sucks because recently I also started to think like wow, this is a beautiful day. It was a sunny day outside, and I started to think like, it's a sunny day, and it's another year, another month, another week, another day where it's sunny, where I am sitting in my phone or just sitting inside. And that sucked the smile out of me because you have a chance to go outside, to have fresh air, to enjoy life, to fill your lungs with fresh air, especially if you're living on the countryside. You have a chance to do anything else, but you choose to waste your time with your phone. Let that sink in. Now, okay, I read books. Not everybody reads books. You should read books, but that's just my opinion. But it was recently, and at that moment, I started to think, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do? And I put down my phone. And that made me like think like, wow, I can do this, I can do this, I can have new hobbies. Like, for example, I had an idea that I could do airsoft, at least at home, if not actual like airsoft matches or something like that. But I can make targets at home. I can get an airsoft marker, and I can spend time with that with my brothers, or at least my friends that I also recently visited, which also you should do, because appreciate your friends. Like, how you don't know how long they're gonna be there. By the way, when I visited one of my friends, I realized that he's having a tough time, and he's had it for, if we're Currently, it's like, I think he said 3 years where he lives alone, and only recently, like half a year ago or a few months ago, I'm not sure, but my classmate, which also is my friend, also he lives with that guy, and they've been friends for since, like, I think childhood, or at least since early school years. And that made me think, like, wow, these two guys and my best friend, if we put the four of us together, we would be like those guys. We would be those guys that hang out all the time, always have fun no matter what we do, and we wouldn't even judge each other for any kind of things. By the way, guys, this guy that has had a tough time for the last 3 years, or has lived alone for 3 years, he owed me money, but when I spent some time with him and saw the conditions he was living in, and seeing how much of a awesome person he is, and how empathic he is, and how genuine he is, which matters a lot to me, that somebody is genuine to you. They're not gonna, like, stab you in the back or something. I've known this guy for a few years, and seeing how much of a tough environment he's living in, and knowing he's passed, at the time I don't even realize why does he still owe me money, because he's my friend, and it wasn't a lot of money, but technically speaking, like, other people would be like, yeah, you borrowed money from me, you have to give it back. And while usually it is the case for regular people, like not your family or not your friends, just random people, I don't know, yeah, you should ask for your money back because you obviously worked hard for that money. But if it's your friend, just don't ask him to give it back. Just let it slide. And at the moment when I was about to leave my friend's place, I told him, just forget about the money. You're my friend. You don't have to give it back. And I encourage you guys to do that, because there's nothing better than having your friend say, dude, just, you're my friend, I'm gonna do this for you, or forget about the money, or anything like that, or just let him borrow something for, well, like, for example, your friend's car breaks down, you're not gonna need the car for the next week or something. Just tell him, you can have my car for the next week until you're, like, fix your car or something. That in a friendship, there's nothing better than that feeling when you know you have somebody you can trust, somebody that's not gonna stab you in the back, somebody that appreciates you so much that they give you what they own, and they trust you with what they own. And that's an amazing feeling, at least for me. Now, obviously, you need to understand that not everybody is a real friend. Real friends are not gonna, like, sugarcoat stuff. They're gonna tell you things how they are. They're gonna always be honest to you, even if you're doing something wrong or something bad. They're gonna be like, yeah, dude, dude, we're friends, but you can do better than this. They're gonna tell you honestly if you're doing something bad or something that isn't you. Now, obviously, other people can't tell you, like, how to live your life, but that's something else. If you're doing something that isn't particularly right, they will and they should tell you that, dude, you're better than this, think about that person. Well, if it goes that far, at least. But yeah, appreciate your close ones, appreciate your friends. Put your phone down. If you usually don't hug them, just go ahead and hug them, because if you didn't know, people need to hug 8 times in a single day. Same goes for laughing. Also, I recently watched a video that dropped on YouTube by the boys, where they went to a haunted asylum And there was this moment where they were talking through a spirit box or an EMF with headphones or something like that. And basically, one person is blindfolded and has headphones connected to EMF or something like that. And so other people around that person with headphones and the blindfold asks questions, and the person that has noise canceling headphones, he doesn't hear the questions, and he answers through what he hears from the spirit box. But basically that spirit was probably somebody that was with PTSD because they were a military person, and it was in Australia, and they have this thing called Anzac on April 25th, and that spirit said 25 confirmed and later said 200. You can really feel like how hurt somebody is when they are placed in a place like that. And people go there for the stupidest reasons, like you're not thinking straight or can't concentrate. Now that video is 1 hour long, but I watched all of it and it makes you think, to say the least. Go check out that video. The Boys Haunted Asylum featuring Sam and Colby. And yeah, when I watched that video, it made me appreciate everybody that I have even more because they're with me. That made me appreciate everybody in general, like people in general, because I don't know anybody that is in a asylum, and that makes me appreciate it and be thankful for that. It makes me be thankful that I have both of my legs, I have both of my arms, I have my health. Everybody that I care about, everybody that I love, everybody that I know is great when it comes to their health. They have both of their legs, both their arms. Everything is going great for them. And that's another thing that you should also appreciate, is not only just the people, but appreciate that they are doing great. And that's kind of my somewhat recent thoughts, like these past few months, and definitely throughout my life. I'm gonna keep appreciating myself and everybody else, and appreciating that our health is great, our lives are great. You know, obviously there's ups and downs, but we're here. Some people don't appreciate that, like, oh, I'm alive, oh, I have to suffer all this stuff. Dude, yeah, you're alive. The chance of you being alive is 1 to, I don't know, like 4,000 or 4 million. I don't know the specific number, but you get the point, guys. Appreciate what you have, because you can see, you can hear, you can breathe. So appreciate that. And appreciate that everybody that you love can do that. And that's a simple thing that when I realize it in my day-to-day life, it makes me smile. Like, it's that one moment where you just sit there, stare into something, and you just suddenly just start smiling, and somebody asks you, like, what are you smiling about? What are you laughing about? And you just, like, realize that, yeah, I'm smiling. And I'm smiling because I can breathe and I'm here. And you smile because everybody that you love is doing great. And those are kind of like those wholesome moments where you just, like, F everything else. You're doing great, and everybody else is doing great that you care about, and that's awesome. So I hope you realize that more and more, and you appreciate everybody, or at least learn to appreciate everybody if you haven't yet, because that's definitely something that you need to learn, like appreciating even the people that have done you wrong. Appreciate even the people that have stabbed you in the back. Like, obviously, if they stabbed you in the back and like did something like crazy, cut all contacts with them, but like appreciate that they were there. Like, don't have any negative thoughts about them. Appreciate that they were there because they taught you something, or at least they tried to teach you something, because that's why we have those kind of people. And like I said before, there's no good or bad person. And appreciating goes also into like the smallest things, like even like small things, like I don't know, like this ring for example. Like my girlfriend got this for me. Focus, focus, focus. There we go, finally. Yeah, so even small things like that. Come on, man, focus to me now. Okay, there we go. So even small things like that, like a simple ring or a necklace or something like that, anything literally. Even if somebody like gives you a book or anything, appreciate what somebody gives you or says to you, because small things like that mean a whole lot. Appreciate small things like that because a lot of thought goes into those small things. And when somebody thinks about you, trust me, you mean a lot to them. So yeah, appreciate it. And also this goes to a few years ago, I think like 2 or 1 year ago, I worked at a small cafe in the middle of the town that's not too populated, so business is very hard there. While I was working there, I realized like this is not my dream job, I want to do something else. But it still made me appreciate those people, and I was lucky to be in a place where there's like wholesome people. Like you don't get that a lot in workplaces anymore. I feel like having somebody that is genuinely happy to see you there is amazing. And in that small cafe, we used to have evenings every now and then where we would just like sit at a table, just like have some snacks or drinks and just sit around for a few hours and just enjoy time together. And I miss that because that cafeteria is not working anymore. They went bankrupt, and it sucks because not always you can see those people outside of work. But now I'm lucky because every now and then I see, like for a few seconds, the owner of that place, and she's awesome. She's an awesome person. She's genuine. She's happy for literally everything and everybody. Like she owns another business of like, I don't know, like selling flowers or something like that. She is genuinely happy with what she does, and that's awesome to have something that you would do for free and have that as your career, which is something that I am striving for. You can do something that you would do for free. You completely are excited to, like, you wake up in the morning, you're excited to do that one thing. You could do it for free, but it's your business, it's your job, it's your career, I don't know, whatever it is. You earn income with something that you would do for free. That is amazing. Right now, I am trying to do that also, and I am thankful that I am having those first steps that I'm doing right now, and I will be even more thankful when I go to the point where I can sustain myself, my family, and maybe even my parents. I would absolutely love to, like, one day have this one thing that I'm doing right now, like, have it give me so much income to the point where I can just be like, hey dad, hey mom, you can like quit job, I'm gonna pay for everything. That to me is absolutely amazing. Obviously there's other goals in life. You shouldn't just have like one small like goal and that's it, like you're through with life. No, you should have like goals every now and then, like small goals, big goals. Never stop learning and never stop doing things. Appreciate life to even the smallest particle, and do everything to show your appreciation. And this is also the thing that I'm doing right now. Is also my way of showing appreciation by spending time learning a new skill, doing everything that I can to make it my main source of income, or at some point even my only source of income when it's so stable that, you know, I don't have to be afraid anymore. Like, I'm gonna have income from this thing all the time. I definitely would appreciate that every day and every moment. Like, And it sucks, like some people don't even like think about it. They don't want to like help their parents out now. And obviously there's ups and downs in relationships also, but like those are your parents. Like you're gonna be one possibly too, if you want to, that is. And you're gonna want somebody to help you when you grow to the point where like you need somebody to help. And you need to early on teach your children to like do that, to like appreciate everything, appreciate their parents, appreciate themselves, appreciate life. And that's gonna make them like strive. That's gonna make them try everything that they want. That's gonna have them complete their dreams. They're gonna want to complete their dreams, and they might be a millionaire, and they can tell you one day like you can quit job, you can like live with them, I don't know, anything like that. And like some people don't appreciate that. Like, they don't understand that they can do that, and they can teach that for others. Appreciate every experience that you have, every person in your life, every chance that you get to do something, and take those chances and appreciate your parents. Hey,
Who else is gonna put you to sleep?
yeah, obviously there's gonna be ups and downs in every single chance that you get in life. For example, if you get a chance to like have your hobby as your job, you need to first research what is the best equipment if you need equipment, and you're gonna have to buy it. That's not gonna be feel good because you're spending money, but at the same time you're spending money for something that you love. So that's why it's important to do what you would do for free. It all comes down to how much you are able and how much you are willing to sacrifice for that chance, how much you're willing to work for that, how much you are willing to give in order to receive that outcome. Check out my best friend's YouTube channel, I will leave it into the description below. Check out the boys Haunted Asylum video featuring Sam and Colby, and press like, press subscribe, comment. Well, looks like I need to refill my tea. I'll be back. By the way, guys, remember that small cafe that I mentioned before that I worked at? This is me. This is the symbol of the cafe. Pretty cool in my opinion. I appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks to the owner. You're gonna have to research which is the best option for you, and you're obviously and as a matter of appreciate my best friend even more. I appreciate but yeah, it kind of makes me so the small things like that mean a lot, yeah. But yeah, like appreciate your friends, your family, your relatives, yourself, and all the chances